Hi guys, welcome back to Unscrew, Push Through, and Review, and this is going to be our second episode, and today we will be reviewing Silk Sonic's first collaboration project, An Evening with Silk Sonic. And you know what, we're going to start with Smoking Out the Window, which was unbelievable, guys. This was the statement piece, in my opinion, of the whole album. Again, the album was very good, and we'll get to that, but I actually think that this song sets the tone, mixing that vintage vibes with the modern vibes. And honestly, Bruno Mars showcased that 2010 um, unbelievable vocals, those unorthodox jukebox type of vocals, and I could not believe, Bruno's back. And again, unbelievable chemistry between Bruno and Anderson .Paak. It was like they were brothers. It was like they rehearsed everything, and even like when Anderson .Paak was lying down on the floor in the music video, Bruno just kept it natural, kept going, and that's another point. They don't take themselves too seriously, which makes it more enjoyable, makes it easier to like, makes it easier to enjoy. And I like how they switch between the backup singers and being the front line. Like again, that adds a little bit of extra richness, adds a little bit of extra versatility, which we're gonna see is synonymous throughout this album. And moving on to Leave the Door Open. Leave the Door Open, we were able to see that beautiful Bruno Mars unreal performance. And Anderson .Paak, great introduction. And again, that's going to be a reoccurring theme throughout this album. Anderson .Paak dropping a few bars in the beginning, good ones too, good vocals, good flow, and then kind of leaving it off to Bruno. But don't get me wrong, guys, it is a total crime to say that Anderson .Paak got outshouted by Bruno Mars, considering the role that each person got in this album. Each of them performed it phenomenally. And Leave the Door Open, Bruno Mars showcased emotion and showcased soul like prime Aretha Franklin. It was like Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson morphed into Bruno Mars. It was such an enjoyable, such a vibey song. And honestly, I would like to see Anderson a little bit more though in the song. Again, he performs his role phenomenally. He performs his role well, but in this song, just a little bit more of Anderson .Paak would be ideal. And you know what? The intense build up to a slower chorus. Some might find that a little bit disappointing, like, you're expecting a big ending to that, building chorus. But honestly, I kind of enjoyed it. It just showcases the unpredictability and that, new style, versatility, different elements that they're bringing to the table. And another case that you cannot be calling my man Bruno washed. You can't just say this is old Bruno because Bruno still has it. And moving on to Skate was like a reggae piece. It was so vibey, so chill. And again, Bruno showcased that unbelievable performance with the vocals. And Anderson actually showcased charisma. Like the ability to hook us in the beginning. Like, that's really raw talent, almost unteachable. And, I really enjoyed, like, when you're watching the music video, when you're listening to the song, Anderson's parts, like, kind of like, get ready, we're going on a ride type of role throughout the album. And it's like a mix of a 70s musical production, again, into a reggae style. Again, throughout this album, we're going to see a lot of old into new, old into new, old into new. But this song was such a beautiful example. I honestly could put this into West Side Story, and I don't think many people would complain. Again, great blend and addition to the song by Bruno, who overshadows .Paak just a little bit. But again, it's nothing that's too worrisome. And again, this is just another example that this album is great. And moving on to moving on to 777. This song's a fast and a little bit more exciting. So if you're looking for a little bit more like gets the blood pumping, a little bit more of like vibey and just like song in general, this is the song for you. Once again, really new, versatile, and this time we pull up with the hip hop urban style. And I know that urban, I'm not using that. I'm not just putting that to the side as some people all rap. But this I feel like this song can be categorized into that section. And the drums are so underrated in my opinion, keeping all that rhythm, keeping that bass in the background. But if you listen carefully, that is literally the glue to this entire song, and it is unbelievable. The production is so raw with the drums. It's like somebody mixed layers on layers on layers on layers on layers of 808s bass, but honestly, it's just simple. It's just the drums. It's just taking us back to the basics. And once again, it keeps the beat so well. And this time, Anderson get complimented so well by this beat. Such an enjoyable piece. And after that, we got After Last Night. And in my opinion, the production on this thing was the best by a mile in this song. The best beat, the unbelievable production. And Bruno pulled up with a new flow, and it's so raw, it's so natural. Like he can just do it. I feel like he's been doing this for years, the way he pulls up with this flow. And the harmony could be harmony is so great, but there could be sections throughout the song that could be just a little bit better. But again, nothing that's so alarming. And but the beat, the onbeat, offbeat section by Pac, oh my goodness, that is, that just showcases raw talent. It's really hard to keep, when it's a faster beat or even a slower beat, when you get offbeat and then being able to come back on beat. That's not exactly hard, but being able to make it seem natural and being able to make it seem like intended, that is a showcase of pure talent, an emphasis of pure talent. And then honestly, in that beat, offbeat, onbeat, everybody's hooked, everybody's ready, and then we get that beautiful riff by Bruno Mars. And again, it's just unbelievable. It's a little bit repetitive, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but it gets you so submerged that you don't even really realize it unless you are psychoanalyzing it, which I kind of have to do in this case. And ending is like something out of a Disney movie. It is so suave, so smooth, and honestly, Silk Sonic is kind of the perfect name for this album because it really just describes it, if I'm being honest. And next is the Silk Sonic intro. By the way, I'm not going in order. If you go into the Spotify, this is not in order. I'm just kind of going in order on my notes, what I wrote down for each. And next we're going to the Silk Sonic intro. I mean, it's an intro, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's the best piece of music ever made, ever produced by a person. But considering that it is an intro, there's a good it's a good groovy feeling for an intro. We're not judging this based on a song, and it's something based off the 70s, but not much to talk about on there. And moving on to we already talked about, sorry. Moving on to Fly As Me, and the funky guitar beat in the beginning of this song. It's really not something that I personally would like a lot, but I don't know why this song just makes it so likable, so enjoyable. So that is a great part in the beginning, and then this Anderson's unbelievable flow on a beat that is really hard, almost like it's at a Motown, like it's a jazzy beat, Motown-y beat, funky beat. So again, Anderson has a great sense of flow, rhythm, and what to do in style in that case. And honestly, it is unbelievable. Watching him is so enjoyable, listening to him is so enjoyable. And I really do think that Anderson is underrated, do not get me wrong. Bruno Mars had the performance of 2021 in my opinion in this album, but we cannot be overshadowing Anderson .Paak just because his name is a little bit smaller than Bruno. I mean, I would like to remind you guys, Anderson .Paak has worked with some of the biggest names in the industry, such as Andre 3000, and building into the chorus, beautiful harmony. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the chorus could be a little bit more exciting, but the beat and the rhythm underneath, again, makes it feel so natural, and it kind of makes up for it. The second verse was so natural, so suave, so silky, so, unforced, but rugged and raspy. That brings another layer of unexpectedness, unversatility. Again, I sound like a broken record, but honestly, this whole record, just you never knew what to expect, and it's just such a easily likable record. When they spelled out the fly, the FLY, at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really like that. I found that kind of questionable, found that kind of iffy. But once again, the ending and the build to the ending makes it all worth it. Moving on to Blast Off. Again, starts off like this song, again, every song starts off like each other, but then it just branches off into a whole new vibe. If you listen to the first 3 to 4 seconds of, some of the projects, you're gonna say, well, these songs sound similar, these songs sound similar, these songs sound similar, but if you just wait just a little bit more, it just branches off into its own category. And this one feels like a jazzy elevator kind of vibe. Okay, that sounds kind of mean, but it just feels so peaceful. I'm not saying that it's waiting list music, elevator music. It's not, but it is so peaceful, like something that you wouldn't even notice. So, how do I say this? Like, so so unforced, so subtle, and the chorus is so full of emotion, unbelievable vocal control in the chorus. Like, as a singer myself, that vocal control. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of envy some of them. That is unbelievable, and guitar solo is not so like fast, not so impressive, but it's not rushed, so it makes it feel better. It makes it feel easier to listen to, and as an average listener or as a person that's analyzing, it's like just me, it just makes it better. The experience gets better, and the ending is sort of repetitive, but the great feature in the end all makes it worth it. And then finally, the last song that we will be talking about is "Put on a Smile," and the album and the song are so versatile. The blend of the layers in the intro is like ascending. It's melodic, angelic. Anderson is able to showcase some of his better vocals in this song. This song, in my opinion, is where Anderson goes and gets it. There's other songs where Anderson does well, like we just discussed. But in this song, I feel like Anderson, shows off that vocals, not really the flow, but the vocals. The back and forth between both is so, like, again, the chemistry, the back and forth between both is like they knew before it was pre-recorded, it was choreographed. And, you might write the lyrics and all, but for it to come off like that, I don't know, I feel like there has to be something extra, the bond, and many people were complaining about how long it was taking to drop this album, but maybe they take the time, they're taking their time, knowing each other, making more music with each other, ended up making this album as good as it is. And the background singing in the chorus is underrated, maybe a little bit of a subtle detail, but it is great. And then again, Bruno, great high voices, Anderson with that beautiful raspy and rugged voice, and after a great chorus and such a great mix of drums, the ending ends with a beautiful high note riff. And sometimes I'm starting to wonder, like, how does Bruno hit these high notes, man? Like some legends, some female legends would be having trouble hitting some of these high notes that Bruno is hitting. And no disrespect, by the way. Female legends are very good, very likable to listen to. I'm just saying, like, Bruno's high voice, his falsetto, for a male, is out of this world. It's unbelievable. And then personal performance-wise, considering Bruno, background, Anderson, and production, the whole package, this was the best for voice, in my opinion, vocals, and the production. Like, the production to complement the vocals, not like just production, because we've been over that. There is another one that, in my opinion, is better. But so moving on to must listens, guys, listen to the whole album. It's only 31 minutes. Every single song is unique. Every single song is so good and brings about its own style. And as rating wise, so this morning when I first listened to this, I was gonna give this an 8 out of 10. But then I thought about it, like, what is really nicking off those 2 points? So then I thought 9 out of 10. But then I really thought this album is near perfect. So I'm gonna give this album a 9.5 out of 10. Now don't get me wrong, some parts, and again, the beginning is a little bit repetitive, and the drum usage is so perfect. But if you're not really into percussion dominated production, it might be a little bit boring in some songs, but it is so good. But guys, one thing that I have to mention, do not listen to this song like it's gonna be a jam, gonna get you start dancing and stuff like that. Cause it's really not. Like, it's a little bit slower. Some of the songs are like, Skate or Fly As Me. Those songs, you might get a little bit, pumped to that. But it's not really an album to, start that, corroborate that. More, you should listen to personal performance. You should listen to skill. You should listen to production that complements the skill. You should listen to the engineering part of it behind it. When you consider that, that is when you can really understand the beautiful work and the unbelievable result that came out of this. Many people were complaining about the quantity, how short it was. I think it was great. I would rather have a shorter album with bangers on bangers on bangers on bangers rather than have a long album with mediocre songs, overshadowing the small bangers here and there. So guys, that is what I thought. Let us know what you thought. Again, this is my opinion. This is not fact. You might have hated it, and that's fine. Let us know what you think. Listen to the album yourself, guys. And please subscribe and put a thumbs up.